What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Bears Profit Plays YouTube channel. If you enjoyed the content in this video, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel below. Also, be sure to stick around to the end of this video for a quick message from our team. Let's get into the video. All right, guys, let's look at some college basketball picks for Tuesday, February 21st slate. Let's look at our games from last night first. Trey, have you start us off?
Wow, that was an unbelievable sweat. And first, I want to apologize for everyone who took the over at 142.5 of the UC San Diego versus UC Davis game. I had them at 141.5. That's why I always stress to get the lines out early. If you like the games, jump on them the night ahead, because the sharps wake up. That's whenever the lines change. So I'm sorry that they didn't cover for you if you took them at 142.5, but covered for us at 141.5. So shout out them.
Yeah, I had the Nichols versus Texas A&M Commerce Lions game. Lots of action in this game, actually. I tuned into it, figuring it wouldn't be very good basketball, but it was very entertaining to watch in the first half, that is. We had a lot of putback dunks, good shooting. It was fun to watch in the first half, I won't lie. But then they stunk in the last 8 minutes, both sides. Sloppy basketball both ways. That L felt really bad after coming out hot in the second half for Nichols. Thought they'd pull away, but they lost outright on a great shot by a young man. I don't know who it was, but it was a great shot by him. A fadeaway, hand in the face, off the glass, Kareem hook. It was nasty, but good shot by him. Nichols takes the loss straight up, but we're going to move on to tonight with our picks. Trey, I'll have you start us off for picks tonight.
Yes, Texas A&M Commerce busted our freaking ladder. We fell off. We couldn't keep climbing, and sorry for that, guys. But different video, different day. I'm going to go with the Eastern Carolina versus Tulsa game. You guys saw it on the board. This is going to be a pretty good game, and it is probably one of the weirdest lines out there. The main reason why is because it's absolute garbaggio. They are not very good. I'll get into their stats a little bit later, but the main reason why this line is only East Carolina minus 2.5 is because their best player, Javon Small, did get injured in their last game and is already ruled out. Small is averaging 15.8 points per game, 4.8 rebounds, and 5.6 assists. So he does do everything for them. So it is a little worrisome. But Tulsa's starting point guard is also out for this game, and Anthony Pritchard. Pritchard is averaging just about 30 minutes per game with 8.9 points, 3 rebounds, and 4.1 assists. So he's definitely not in the same stratosphere as Small is, but he's still, a little bit of the engine that moves Tulsa. Doesn't move Tulsa very far because they are very bad. But Tulsa does have a dog on their team with Sam Griffin. Griffin is averaging 15.2 points per game, but he is not very good at shooting. He's definitely a volume shooter. He's only shooting 39% from the field. So I don't think that that's going to be very good, but I do expect a couple players from East Carolina to step up with Javon Small being out. Forward Brandon Johnson is averaging a staggering 12.9 points and 8.3 rebounds per game. And guard RJ Felton is probably the team's primary scorer in this game minus Small. And Felton is averaging 13.6 points and 4.2 rebounds per game. And those two did show up against Tulsa earlier this season. Felton and Johnson combined for 47 points in the previous game. So they're going to be looking to kind of match what they did last time out against Tulsa. And whenever you look at this game historically, over the last 2 or 3 seasons, ECU has been dominating Tulsa. The Pirates have covered 3 straight games, and they're looking to make it 4. So give me East Carolina money line in this game. I still feel confident, even though Javon Small is going to be ruled out for this game. The main reason why Tulsa is absolutely garbaggio. Tulsa has played 26 games this season. And how many have they covered? Only 3 games. They are 321 and 2 ATS on the season. Tulsa's offense is the 308th ranked offense in college basketball, only scoring 66 points per game. And somehow their defense is even worse, 351st in the nation, allowing almost 80 points per game with 78.5. That is an 11.9 points per game differential every game out. That is no bueno. And my favorite trend for this game, besides, just naming off how bad Tulsa is against the spread, is the favorite in this matchup is 6-1 ATS over the last 7 games. So give me the East Carolina Pirates, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, Trey, I like that pick. We make a living on betting Tulsa under team total, so I like that pick a lot. Tonight, I'm going to the A10, and I'm going to be taking the VCU versus St. Joseph's game. I'm going with VCU on the road minus 3.5 as my pick for tonight. Looks like they've moved to minus 4.5. I'll take a minus 4.5. We have a lot to break down here because on paper you might side with St. Joseph's here, but plus the points at home. VCU is sitting at 11-3 in conference play this season. They're sitting at the top of the Atlantic 10, 1 game above St. Louis and Dayton. So if we're looking at desperation, they need this win more than St. Joseph, who is at the middle of the pack team in conference. St. Joseph at home, 9-5 on the year. VCU on the road, 6-3 on the year. So pretty similar there in terms of home court advantage versus playing on the road. And I'm going to look at the last 2 games played for St. Joseph's at home to help me because I have not watched them this year. I'm going to be honest. I have watched and bet on VCU this year as I went to St. Louis and won outright in that game. For St. Joseph's at home, last 2 games, they beat George Washington and lost to LaSalle. Both of those teams have the same record as St. Joseph's. They lost by 8 to LaSalle, and they beat George Washington by 12. They beat George Washington by outshooting them, scoring 47 points in the first half. If we go to the stats in conference, George Washington dead last, 15th in conference, allowing 76.3 points per game. And their loss to LaSalle, they shot 43% from the field, 6 of 25 from three-point range, and 5 of 13 from the charity stripe. Now, LaSalle is only 1 spot better on defense than St. Joseph, but they are only allowing 71.7 points per game compared to George Washington's 76.3 points per game. And they defend the perimeter much, much better than George Washington. So we know now that St. Joseph struggled to shoot the 3 against a little bit better defense. And teams have off nights, I know that. But they also shot 43.5% from the field in that loss, which is above their average of 42.8% from the field. St. Joseph making 8.6 threes per contest, which is second in conference. VCU has the second best defense in conference, allowing 62.8 points per game, and they only allow 6 threes per game, which is second in conference as well. St. Joseph takes the most threes per game in conference, making the second most threes per game in conference, and VCU shuts down the perimeter. That's one of the main reasons I'm taking them. I don't think St. Joseph can get much going against VCU, especially if they take away the three-point shot. I'm also taking VCU because while their offense might not be the best in conference, St. Joseph's defense is allowing 71.9 points per game. The Rams like to slow the game down, and they play at a very slow pace this season. They're only attempting 52.8 shots per game, and they make 24 of those shots. They wear teams down on defense, and with them shutting down the perimeter against St. Joseph, if they can, which they have shown this season they can, this game will be a blowout. VCU in their last 5 games on defense, they are only allowing teams to score 60.2 points per game. They gave up 65 on the road to St. Louis, which is the best offense in conference, and they only surrendered 61 points to Fordham, who has the 5th best offense in conference. Those are the last 5 games. I'm banking on VCU playing outstanding defense in this game like they have been all year. VCU minus 4.5 is my pick. Teats?
Yes, it's nice to be back. I kind of took a short sabbatical moving into a new house. So it's been a journey, but I'm definitely happy to be here recording and everything. I'm actually looking at another mid-major. We have some big games, but might as well stay away from Power 5, keep up with the mid-majors that we've been working on. I'm looking at Youngstown State versus Robert Morris. Youngstown State is favored at minus 5.5, and I'm very comfortable with that line. Youngstown State has one of the best offenses in the nation. They're averaging 83.8 points per game, but with their great offense comes a pretty mediocre defense. They're giving up 72 points per game. They're able to get about 7 steals per game and almost 3 blocks per game, but 72 points against is just not a very pretty number to have. Robert Morris is kind of on the opposite spectrum. They're only scoring 68 points per game, but they only allow 66 points per game. And they're both in the same spot of blocks. They're almost getting 4 blocks per game, almost 7 steals per game. In their last head-to-head matchup, Youngstown State won 78-56 in Youngstown State's home court. There's really 2 players that we can talk about. They both have some really good talent. Youngstown State has 3 players who average 13 to 14 points outside of Dwayne Cahill, and Robert Morris has 3 players who score 16, 15, and 10, and 16 coming from the one and only Enoch Cheeks. That is a great name. I don't know how I do it, but I find great names all the time. So Dwayne Cahill for Youngstown State, he's averaging 17.9 points per game, 67th in the nation for at least his position. He's also averaging 52% field goals percentage. So he is very likely to make half of his shots on a daily basis. For Robert Morris with Enoch Cheeks, he is averaging 16 points and 46% shooting. In their last matchup, Dwayne Cahill went for 23 and 7. Cheeks went for 16 on 7 of 17 shooting. I just don't see Robert Morris's defense slowing down Youngstown State's offense enough. And even if Youngstown State doesn't get to the average of 80 or where they've scored up to 90 to 100 points in the past, month or so, I don't think that Robert Morris is going to be able to have a 6-point spread be in their favor. So give me Youngstown State minus 5.5. I'm not going to touch the total because the total is a little scary having a great offense versus a pretty good defense.
All right, guys, that's 3 more plays for tomorrow night. That'll do it for our college basketball picks and predictions. If you guys enjoyed the content, please be sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel below. We'll see you guys next video, and thanks for watching. Just want to let everyone know that while we do give out free picks, plays, and predictions on our YouTube channel, we also have a website for you to check out. On our website, bearsprofitplays.com, you can subscribe to the website absolutely free with an email and gain access to our written articles about upcoming sporting events. If you're really looking to make some cash, we have an option to become a member of our website. If you become a member, you will gain access to our locks of the week, which are written articles that go in depth as to why we are picking that particular outcome. As of now, our member plays have been red hot, hitting over 60% of our plays. If you don't want to become a member, it's no sweat. We are here to try and make you guys some money. That's our main goal. So come on over to bearsprofitplays.com and subscribe for free. Check us out, follow our free picks, and see for yourself that our member plays are a great investment for you. Thanks for watching.